It all started at November 11th, 2006. I was working on a MySpace program when I heard that a game called Sonic the Hedgehog, also known as Sonic 06, of course, was going to be released in 3 days. I got all excited, and one reason was because November 14th was my birthday, and it was going to be released for Xbox 360 and PS3, the two consoles that I have. So I decided to pre-order it off of this website, so when it officially released, I could get it. And 3 days later, when it just came out, I got it. I was so happy to, but I realized something. There was 2 copies, and one had a word printed in Sharpie on it that said demo. I thought it was a mistake, but I still wanted to compare the finally released version and the demo. So I popped in the demo disc, but some peculiar things started happening. For example, I found a weird, evil, awful glitch where if where you're supposed to go, in the hub world, where you go to the first level, you're supposed to get light shoes, and then you're supposed to dash through all the rings to get to the other side. I dashed through all of them, but I accidentally jumped in. I went under the water where the hub world was, and I made a shocking discovery of dead, rotting tails was under there. I was a bit freaked out, but I just decided to kill myself, respawn, and proceed. I got pretty far in the game, and about in a few hours later of gameplay, I was speeding through the game, by the way. When you're supposed to fight Iblis, it sent Sonic and Tails into hell. They were weeping. Alice was there, smiling, and a voice said, and and then my Xbox just lagged out of the game. I was freaked out once I heard that. And then I heard something awful. Then I just got another voicemail. And it said, I was shocked once I heard that, because my name was actually Liam, and I never shared any of my personal information. I thought it was a hacker or something, so I reported it to Microsoft, but a few hours later they replied and they said that they couldn't identify what was going on. And I got another voicemail. So I didn't think much of it, and I proceeded, and I went to the finished copy, and it was a bit strange because there wasn't as many technical lag and broken mechanics as you would think as the original Sonic 06. Then I found out that both characters were weeping, and they were saying, and a voice was talking for them. It said, and it was repeating it. I was a little freaked out, but I kept proceeding till I got to the boss fight with Iblis, and then the game crashed, and my Xbox got ringed. It had. I decided to just so I put it into a box and sent it to Microsoft. It came back a few days later, and well, before my eyes, I saw it. I got a knock on my door, so I went to go and get it. Once I did get it, I saw. Once I did get it, there was it wasn't. I found out that it had no memory of the games I made left on it, but I didn't really care because I still had my gamer coins and everything, and all my pre-installed games, and I already beat all of them. So I decided that I would just watch TV for the rest of the day, and I did, and then I just went to bed. But I heard something peculiar from my closet. It said, "Really, you think you can just put me away like that? You're gonna have to take something more." So immediately I went downstairs. I unlocked the safe where my gun was, and I pulled out a 17mm Glock pistol. I walked to my closet. It was loaded. I cocked it. The minute I opened it, there was a mask. It was a comedy mask with a sad face on it. So I decided to just pull it up and put it in the trash. I thought somebody was pranking me or something. So I called the cops. They showed up a few minutes later, and I told them everything that was going on. They asked if I was on any medications or I was drunk or had any alcohol, etc., the usual stuff. I told them that I was a little bit sleepy, and they just told me to get some rest, and told to contact them if something like that ever happens again. So I decided to proceed. So I went to bed, and the next morning I saw that the games were there, just on the countertop when I was going to eat breakfast. So after I ate breakfast, I went outside and I buried the games. I decided to play some Sonic Heroes, but I got friended on my original Xbox, and I got notified, and I started to check out their account, and they sent me a voicemail that said, and I took out my Sonic Heroes disc, turned off my Xbox, and I just put it back on the shelf. But I heard a crack in the game once I put it on the shelf. I opened it up, and the game was shattered into pieces. And I heard the voice again. So then I just decided to get the Sonic 06 discs and burn them in the ground. Once I dug a hole and I put a tin can so that nothing would burn really and nothing would get destroyed except the discs. After they were burned into ash, I decided to bury the remains and also get rid of the disc covers. That's what they call it, right? And after all that, I decided to get some sleep, but I heard a voice, and it started taunting me on my Xbox 360. And all of a sudden, the message started repeating, and apparently I played it once and it made a shattering sound that almost broke my television, I swear. And after all that, I just decided it was best not to use. I decided to report the player, and then I found out their name was 06 is less than 0.666. I knew something demonic was going on once I saw that number, and I looked up how to get rid of a demonic soul on the internet, and it said that you must burn it with fire or hot lava. I did just that with the disc, so I realized if it weren't coming from the disc, it were coming from my Xbox. So immediately, I decided to go outside, bring an axe with me, and I decided to chop my Xbox 360 into tiny pieces. And by the way, I had all my other games besides Sonic 06 and and I put all of them on a flash drive that had 64 gigabytes. It was pretty expensive at the time, but that didn't matter. I decided to chop it up into tiny pieces, and then I dug another hole next to the Sonic 06 discs and disc covers, and well, I decided to put it in there, get a pan, and just burn it. After about 12 minutes and 38 seconds, once the disc was burned, I decided to go back inside. I had a Nokia at the time that could at least text, not that well. I mean, like, it was just the second generation on where it could text, and I got texted by an unknown user, and it said, I read the content, and it said, and it also left a voice message, and it said, well done, you have defeated me. And then I played the voice message, me being utterly shocked about what happened. I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm living an average, normal human life again. But if you ever come across this game, the demo disc again, please, in all due respect, I want you to burn it to the ground and shatter it into so many pieces it's disintegrated. Its particles are disintegrated and are just floating around in the air. Don't even let that happen. Get hairspray, and light a match and spray the air after that, so all the tiny particles in the air will burn as well. Now, I'm asking you to do this. It's for your own good. And if something like this ever happens again, please tell me, or just tell the police. Anyway, this is me, and I'm signing off.